a journey to Florence, Italy, art, oddities, and unforgettable adventures. Ciao, fellow wanderers. Today, we're diving into the heart of Tuscany, Florence, Italy. Known as the cradle of the Renaissance, this city is a living museum of art, architecture, and history. But beyond the postcard-perfect Duomo and Michelangelo's David, Florence hides some delightfully strange secrets and offbeat experiences. Buckle up for a trip filled with unusual facts and things to see and do that'll make your visit unforgettable. Let's start with the basics. Florence, or Firenze, as the locals call it, sits along the Arno River, surrounded by rolling hills that glow golden at sunset. It's compact, most of its treasures are within walking distance, so ditch the car and lace up your comfiest shoes. You're about to explore a city where every cobblestone whispers a story, and some of those stories are downright bizarre. First stop, the iconic Cathedral of Santa Maria del Fiore, topped by Brunelleschi's massive dome. You've seen it in photos, but did you know the dome's construction was a 15th century engineering gamble? Brunelleschi had no blueprints, just a vision and a lot of nerve. Climb the 463 steps to the top for a jaw-dropping view. But here's an odd tidbit. Workers hauling materials up those narrow staircases were given free wine to keep them going. By the time you're panting at the summit, you'll wish that tradition stuck around. Next, wander over to the Piazza della Signoria, Florence's political heart. The square's lined with statues, including a replica of Michelangelo's David. But the real quirky gem here is the Fountain of Neptune. Locals call it Il Biancone, the white one, and it's got a wild backstory. When it was unveiled in 1565, people hated it so much they pelted it with garbage. Even weirder, for centuries, students used it as a late-night laundry tub. Snap a photo, but don't try washing your socks. Security's tighter now. Speaking of statues, let's talk about something truly unusual. The bronze boar of the Mercato Nuovo, nicknamed Il Portellino. This pig statue is Florence's luck charm. Rub its snout, drop a coin from its mouth into the grate below, and make a wish. Here's the odd fact. Its snout's so shiny from centuries of rubbing that it's been replaced multiple times. The original's now safe in a museum, but the ritual lives on. Give it a go. Maybe you'll wish for gelato that never melts. Now, let's dive into Florence's weirder side. Ever heard of the Museum of Serial Killers? Officially, the Museo di Criminologia e Criminalistica, it's tucked away near the Santa Croce district. This tiny, macabre spot showcases tools of infamous Italian murderers, including wax models of their victims. It's not for the faint-hearted, but if you're into the dark and unusual, it's a chilling detour from the Renaissance overload. Pair it with a visit to the nearby Basilica of Santa Croce, where Galileo and Machiavelli are buried. Geniuses resting beside tales of infamy. Hungry yet? Florence is foodie heaven, but skip the touristy Trattorias and hunt down a Lampredotto stand. Lampredotto is a street food made from the fourth stomach of a cow, slow-cooked with herbs and served in a crusty roll. Sounds odd, right? It's a Florentine obsession, dating back to when workers needed cheap, hearty meals. Head to the Tripio del Portellino, near the boar statue, for the real deal. Pro tip, ask for it, bagnotto dipped in broth, and brace yourself for a flavor punch. For a surreal experience, track down the Oltrarno district's La Spacola Museum. It's part of the University of Florence and houses one of the world's creepiest collections. 18th century anatomical wax models. These life-sized figures, crafted with eerie precision, were used to teach medicine before dissection was common. The star, a wax woman nicknamed the Anatomical Venus, reclining with removable organs. It's art, science, and a touch of the uncanny all rolled into one. You'll leave equal parts fascinated and unsettled. Let's lighten things up with a hidden gem, the Stibbett Museum. Tucked in a quiet suburb, this eclectic mansion is packed with Frederick Stibbett's obsession. Over 50,000 objects, from samurai armor to medieval swords. The highlight, a room of fully armored knights on horseback, posed like they're charging into battle. It's like stepping into a Renaissance cosplay convention. The gardens are gorgeous too, perfect for a picnic after you've pretended to joust. Florence isn't just about the past. It's got a quirky, modern pulse. Head to the Ponte Vecchio at dusk, the famous bridge lined with jewelry shops. But here's a fun fact. It was once home to butchers and tanners who dumped waste straight into the Arno. The smell got so bad that Duke Ferdinand kicked them out in 1593, replacing them with goldsmiths. Today, it's all sparkle, no stench. Hang around for street musicians. They turn the bridge into an impromptu stage as the sun sets. For a truly offbeat adventure, book a tour of the Vasari Corridor. This secret passageway stretches above the city, connecting the Uffizi Gallery to the Pitti Palace. Built by the Medici family to avoid mingling with the riffraff, it's a sneaky peek into their paranoia and power. You'll walk past private art collections and peer through tiny windows at the streets below. It's rarely open, so snag a spot early. It's like playing spy in a Renaissance thriller. Art lovers, don't skip the Uffizi. But here's an unusual angle. Look for Botticelli's Birth of Venus. Did you know the model might have been Simonetta Vespucci, a noblewoman so beautiful she was dubbed Florence's it girl? She died at 23, and her face haunts multiple masterpieces. It's a tragic, romantic twist to the gallery's star painting. Before you leave, hunt down the B-side of Florence's street art. In the San Nicolo neighborhood, artists like Clet Abraham tweak traffic signs with clever stickers. A stick figure carrying the no-entry circle like a hula hoop, for example. It's subtle, subversive, and pure Florentine wit. Grab your camera and go on a scavenger hunt. Finally, cap your trip with a sunset from Piazza Michelangelo. It's touristy, sure, but the view, Florence glowing pink and gold, the Arno snaking through, is magic. Here's the odd kicker. The square's bronze David statue was a gift from a local foundry, but it's got a greenish tint from weathering. Locals joke it's David with a tan. So, there you have it, Florence, unfiltered. From pig snouts to wax corpses, cow stomachs to secret corridors, this city's got layers you won't find in guidebooks. Pack your curiosity, leave room for gelato, and dive into a Renaissance adventure with a twist. Born via